What's up, Frozen Hose, whatever floats your goat? It's Relentless here, bringing you yet another Division build video. I don't know about you, but as for me, you know, you run into the same old in the DZ, and I myself don't necessarily like to, follow the crowd. I like to forge my own path, more or less, and try different things. I want to be outside the norm. I don't want to be, you know, or wear the same gear sets or the same configurations that you see day in and day out. I mean, it's Nomad, Pred, sprinkle in a little D3 FNC build, and here and there you get your Banshees, but more or less it's the same old. So I've been trying out new things, and as you'll see in some gameplay at the end of the video, that with this little, what you so-called cheese that you can do with your talents and whatnot, accompanied with these gear pieces and gear set, you can achieve 28.4k base damage, is what I got with my SMG, and then also body crits for around 80k. So yeah, it's completely massive damage, and you have a max crit chance. But without further ado, I'll just get right into the build and show you what I'm throwing together, and then you can see for yourself in some gameplay at the end of the video. But without further ado, let's hop right into it. As you can see, we are utilizing the 3 Alpha Ninja Bag into Banshee. Now let's go over the weapon. As you can see, I'm at max crit chance at 60% with 129% crit damage. We'll go through all the little different odd and ends. Reload speed of 5%. You get the 5% weapon damage bonus, and then with the Banshee, then you get the 10% damage bonus for targets out of cover. And then as you can see, I have no skill haste, and my survivability is 316.9k max health, but my total toughness is 470k. My armor mitigation is 32.61, and 11% exotic damage resilience in case you do come along a couple of tag builds here and there. And then I have 66% burn resistance, and then 33% shock resistance. I see more and more flame turrets, but we're putting out raw damage. And as you can see, yes, the house only says 22.6, but trust me, just trust me, it's coming. But I'm utilizing Vicious, Deadly, the card counter, and in the free slot on the 4th talent, I'm using Fierce, because this is more or less what I call like an ambush kind of build. And the chest piece, decent stamina roll, not completely optimized yet, 1970 armor with 16,672 health, 11% exotic damage resilience, and 54% ammo capacity. And in the mod slots, we have stamina and health, and then firearms and health in the next. In the mask, major attributes, opt in with the 4% crit chance, 995 armor. It only goes to 1001, such as the Predator's Mark mask you see on the screen, and it's almost completely optimized, and with one more roll it will be. None of the values will necessarily go up too much, with just, you know, 6 more in armor. So I mean, it's not really significant, so this is about as perfect as it can be. And in the mod slot, we have stamina and health. On to the knee pads. In the major attributes, we have the 8% crit damage, maxed out on the firearms at 1401, and maxed out in the armor at 1668. In the minors, we have shock resistance, blind death resistance, and burn resistance. And in the mod slots, we have firearms and health with a 6% first aid self-heal. I wish I could find a better backpack. As you can see on the screen, I have this one. The armor rolls are greatly better, but unfortunately, in the majors, it has stability. And I came across this one, which was electronics also, but it had the crit damage in the major attributes. That's what I was going for. And the minors, instead of the burn resistance I have here, you want ammo capacity, because you are using the same archetype weapon. So therefore, you want as much ammo as you can carry as possible. So if you have a better ninja bag with better armor values, as the one below at 1311, then your toughness will reflect that, and you'll probably be around 475k if you build it the exact way that I have. In the mod slot, we have firearms and health with 6% first aid self heals. Moving on to the gloves, 1401 in stamina, 978 in armor. We got the trifecta with a crit chance, crit damage, and the SMG damage. And moving on to the holster, almost perfect all across in the main stats, except for the firearm. It's 4 off, but close enough. Maxed out on the armor, and in the major attributes, you want a 4% crit chance. And in the mod slot, we have another 6% first aid self heal. So basically, you want 2 things to stamina, and the other 3 to firearms. And you can mix and match as far as mods if you want to be a little more tankier. It doesn't really matter. If you want to be extremely more tankier, instead of the firearms with health mods that I have in mind, you can also substitute those out. So that way you can probably get around 500k toughness. Your damage will drop a little bit as your base, but as you'll see in a moment, it doesn't really necessarily matter, because that'll definitely change, and you will still be hitting and critting for 60 and 70k body shots. But just sitting here in the firing range, no procs, no bonuses or anything, as you can see, 66.6k body shots, so 29 non-crit shots. So you're putting down lots and lots of damage just by itself. And then head, 70k, 81k. So you're putting out a massive amount of damage. If you also go in and to your abilities, if you want to throw on, I just threw on a pulse to get the additional 9.7% crit damage, and then the booster shot to increase even more damage and damage resistance. But the key thing here is, without using any tack link or anything like that, is actually in your talents. I run adrenaline, critical save, use a medkit during low health to increase damage resistance by 20% for 10 seconds. But here is the bread and butter. This is why I call it the ambusher. Let's say you're policing the DZ and you're just looking to hunt down rogues and whatnot. Then basically you want to get these two and try to fast travel into like their path on the way to their box or whatnot to get the manhunt off. And then you want to utilize these 2 talents right here. Tactical advance, complete a cover to cover move to increase weapon damage by 2% per meter covered for 5 seconds up to a maximum of 30%. So basically you're getting 30% more damage bonus when you do a cover to cover. And then in case if they see you and getting shot at, then also have evasive action. During a cover to cover move, incoming damage is reduced by 30%. So you'll have a 30% reduction in damage, and also a 30% increase in damage in your weapons. So if you utilize these 2 and also accompany that with your booster shot, you're going to lay waste to everything and anything in its path. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. Appreciate you. Ground and pound that like and sub button. And I know there's probably other builds. Oh, I know there's other builds out there that can do more damage, but I'm tired of seeing the same old build videos of 6-piece nomad or tactician with vigorous. I mean, I just want to forge my own path and keep trying new things. So in this situation, I'm going with the Alpha and Banshee. And we want utilizing the max crit with the maximum amount of crit damage as possible. But anyways, you've seen the build. Feel free to leave a comment. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Like I said, I'm going to send you over to some gameplay, and we'll see you fudging later.